Incredible, great news to start your Thursday morning as a talk about that $200 money per month for SSI and Social Security beneficiaries and veterans every month for at least 12 months, at least to the end of 2021. This is incredible, great news. $2,400. And there's other incredible news this morning. The new jobless numbers are out. New numbers about back to work. More numbers about DoorDash and jobs throughout the holidays. All incredible great news. Stimulus is coming. Wall Street is expecting it. Congress is expecting it. It's just a great morning. I'm so excited you're here. And this is Thursday's Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's exciting, great news this morning as push for stimulus checks, hazard pay, FPUC extension, UI extension, rent eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, student loan debt, repayment forgiveness, and that $200 per month for at least all the way to end of 2021, $2,400 at least in your bank account. Oh my goodness, it's just incredibly exciting news. I'm so glad you joined me on a Thursday morning, one day to the weekend. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you are here. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. There's a reason why you gotta subscribe. It's, when I say subscribe, the purpose of subscribing is to ensure that you are part of this community. Yesterday, there was an outage. There was a YouTube outage. And it was very funny because someone emailed me and said, did you not know there's an outage? Yeah, had you subscribed, you would have already received a text alert from me on this channel. I was giving updates by the minute about when it was coming up, what was the situation. That's the way I can get out information in the case of an emergency like that. So make sure you subscribe. Go to the Funds channel, subscribe. Also hit the alert button. You'll get alerts when I go live. So when I go live on Purple Power Live every night at 6 p.m., or if it's delayed, or if it's early, you can alert that it's going live. It's incredibly great news. I'm so glad you're here. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. And yesterday when I asked butter or cream cheese for your toast, more people actually said cream cheese. I was just, Sirloin would be happy. He's at the Calcito. He's like, yes, crushing the cream. So I'm really excited for you. I thought it was going to be butter. I can't believe it's not butter. Sirloin's like, I knew it was not butter. I did believe it was not butter. So I hope you're great. Also, like this video. In this video, I'll be going over all this incredible great news. Big, bold, beautiful stimulus checks. Someone said yes this morning. Do you think we're going to get a stimulus check? Hello? Yes. Do I have to have a sign in the back of me? Yes, you'll be getting a stimulus check. The question is how many checks you're going to be getting is the harder question. How big and bold, beautiful is it? I'll be going over that incredible details about that SSI. I mean, it's so exciting. $200 a month. Wow. And a couple of viewers yesterday had some confusions thinking that I had said it starts next year or it's only for the year 2021 or it's taxable, or it's this, or it disqualified. I'm going to be going over all that as more, so don't worry. Then, new numbers about back to work. There is more reassuring news that people may have jobs and more opportunities to go back to work. This is a new statement out of Wall Street this morning. Then, excitement about the vaccine is settling down, which is sort of good for you because it's refocusing back on stimulus. Then the new jobless numbers are out. You know, it's Thursday morning. Guess what we got to do? Jobless numbers. They're out and they're good. They're good. So congratulations on that. Then, if you are a gig driver, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, you're going to want to hear about this one because 5 of the big companies are going public. Yes, IPOs right away. They're rushing them out the door. So it's incredible, great news. I'm just so excited you're here. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that millions of Americans are just categorically ecstatic about the Biden plan that provides $200 a month for Social Security recipients. That includes SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans per month on top of their existing benefits. This is an add-on. It's additional. And what's incredibly reassuring news is that it doesn't disqualify something else. And so yesterday, when I delivered the great news, everyone's like, "But does it end this? But does it trigger this? But no." No, the purpose of the stimulus package, this at least $2,400 that would land in your bank account if you're on beneficiaries like this. Yes, $2,400. Did you hear this? $2,400, and Senator Warren wants to make it go up to $4,000. The point of this is that it supplements, not to replace. So stay calm. When I see the things are triggering problems with other programs, I will tell you. If I don't tell you, presume it doesn't trigger a problem. So it's sort of like, but there's a catch. I know there's a catch. It's just, I got to sign on the dotted line, and I turn into blue. I don't want to turn into red. I want to turn into purple. Well, you can turn into purple and still get the check. So that's a great news. More about that in a second. Next, the extension of PUA, FPEUC, and UI. This is so important. The Biden plan wants to get this extended right away, and so does Mitch McConnell. They understand that we're into November, that PUA expires in December. UI benefits of FPEUC created by CARES Act 1 expire in December. They need to get those extended because there is no such thing as FPUC to go on top of after those things expire. So you need unemployment benefits. And that's despite the new jobs numbers. I'm going to have that for a second. Next, jobless claims. Eviction moratorium. Eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance expires in December. So they want that to be extended as well. They understand that importance. Then stimulus checks. Okay, stimulus checks. Big, bold, and beautiful. A lot of things to understand about this. First, the Biden plan announced over the weekend says that he will give you stimulus checks as so needed until we're out of this pandemic. Number one. Number two, this will not be the only stimulus plan. We will do as many bills as we need to until we're out of this. Incredible great news. Incredible great news. So big, bold, large stimulus checks. If anyone drops in the comments, but Mitch, delete. But Mitch, delete. There's a point at which we can't dwell anymore on the past. We can't dwell anymore on how bad her hairstyle has been for 20 years. We have to go forward and just hope for a better hairstyle, hope for a better future, hope for better hairspray. We just got to move forward. And ultimately, this is incredible great news. The boldness and the beautifulness of the stimulus check. How big is the stimulus check? How big is the FPUC? How big is the hazard pay provision, which is also coming back? More about that second. That's the purpose of the Purple Power. You can't lose steam, Purple Power. The followers of this channel, I affectionately call Purple Power. You can't lose steam because even if people are talking about the provisions you want to have, even they say, hey, we want to extend FPUC, we want to give stimulus checks. The question you have to be pushing on social media is how big? Make it this big. Use this size of money. When I deal with these when I go over the Biden plan, guess how many times the Biden plan is citing someone else's plan? Because they like to hear input. They like to hear input. There's 310,000 followers on this channel. We do about 2 million views every 24 hours approximately. They like to hear input. Don't think that there's no voice being heard here. This is a very large megaphone on this channel, folks. So get the voice out very loud and clear. If you think that a $5,000 stimulus check using unused CARES Act 1 money that's sitting at SBA is sufficient as a second stimulus package amount, tweet them. Tweet them. Be on social media. Tweet them. Share this video. Tag them, because ultimately they want to hear from you. Yesterday I was talking about Pete DeFazio, who is that representative Democrat, Oregon, who spoke about the need for Social Security recipients to get more benefits during this pandemic. You know how he came up with that push? Because of Social Security recipients contacting him. He said that. He said, my Social Security recipients and my constituents in my jurisdiction were contacting me saying, hey, Price of eggs going up, price of milk going up. I need more stimulus checks. I need a bigger stimulus check. What is this $500 stimulus check? What is this $1,000 stimulus check? I can't cut it with this. And he made it very loud and clear. These people are elected to serve you. They're not elected to serve their pocketbook. And they want to hear from you. And so that's what's incredibly important. Be on social media. Make it very loud. Hashtag Purple Power check if you're talking about the check. FPUC, if you want FPUC, $400 a week. If you want a $450, if you want a $500, if you want a retroactive to late July and all the way up to April, hashtag Purple Power FPUC and say the amount. Explain what you want. Talk about your situation. I am a single mom and I'm out of work. I really need this, Joe. I need this. I see your comments on this channel. Express the same personal message in your tweets. Keep them professional and keep them respectful. Don't be angry and don't be negative, because ultimately you could face, getting your account banned on Twitter if you're too unprofessional in your remarks, I guess I gotta say. So that's incredible, great news. Hazard pay. Oh my goodness. Everyone's so excited about Hazard Pay. Purple Power Live every night at 6 p.m. Well, I'm moving it back, I think, to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time now. I'm putting it after check. 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Wow. You're all jumping in there asking, is this essential worker? Is this essential worker? If you have questions about what is an essential worker, rather than DM me or tweet me or send me an email, join me on Purple Power Live. I'm going to do it every night. We're having a lot of fun in there. You're asking, I'm responding. If I don't see your question on camera, you repeat it. I'll get it the next time around, just minutes later. Just keep on repeating it, and I will see it. I'm answering everyone's questions. We're doing about 30,000 views in about half an hour, but there's about 6,000 people in the room, 5,000 to 6,000 people in the room. So we're having a lot of fun. So if you have hazard pay questions, join me for that live chat. Let me go to the incredible great news coming out of Wall Street. First, more back to normal? Yes. Citi's chief U.S. strategist, Tobias Levusky, believes that more vaccines and better therapeutics likely are coming, allowing some more return to normalcy. This could mean more jobs. Witnesses a significant change in business activity beginning in February and March next year due to difficult and easy comparisons with both beneficiaries and impaired companies. So he's thinking that March might settle down. I've always said that December and January is going to be a very tough month. Next, excitement about the virus has settled down. This is good for stimulus because you saw how the excitement for the virus made stimulus viewers a little bit concerned that, wait, are you going to forget about us? No. This is CNBC this morning. U.S. stock futures are trading lower this morning. That was before the markets open, based upon sort of calming down of the Pfizer's promising vaccine trial results. By Wednesday's close, the Dow Industrial had rallied up 4% for the week. Next, jobless numbers are out. Jobless claims are incredibly improving. They're now at 709,000 last week. The Labor Department reported this morning. This is better than what Wall Street is expecting. Wall Street is expecting 740,000. Last week, 757,000. So let's repeat. Excuse me, not last week, 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, 757. They were expecting this week to be 740. It came in at 709. How good is this number? Again, this is still the best number since the pandemic started. We keep on breaking the low record. The number before the pandemic was about 220, 250. And then we shot up into the high 700s. So we're now at the lowest number since the pandemic started. Over the short term, the stock market is watching the labor market data through the lens of stimulus prospects. There you go. Kenny Polcari, managing partner at Case Capital. Yes, add him in those Rolodex. Say, Kenny, can you start tweeting that out? Worsening job data strengthens the case for more stimulus, and vice versa. More stimulus is usually welcomed by investors. Okay, so there's a lot there to understand. First, investors want stimulus. This is what I said. Wall Street is pushing for stimulus. Second, he's saying that the stock market still wants more stimulus, and this is because that as CNBC reports, and you already know this answer, quote, the level of those still collecting remains high as thousands of workers are getting off of UI and having to migrate to PUA. So when we see the number dropping, it's because they're running out of UI weeks and they have to go on PUA, which is also about to run out as well. So where are the numbers coming in strong and weak? Georgia saw its best drop in new unemployment claims, 14,000 drop. Texas down 5,000, Kentucky down 5,000, New Jersey down 5,000, Florida down 4,000. But Washington had 10,000 new unemployment claims in just the last week. My goodness. And California rose 5,000 while Massachusetts rose 3,000. Massachusetts, of course, is now in some places, I think, incurring curfews now. DoorDash. Oh my God, this is exciting. So if you are a gig or solo or independent contractor or driver, you may be very excited about this because DoorDash, Roblox, Wish, and Airbnb are expected to go public with IPOs later this year. All right, more about that Biden emergency economic plan and SSI. It's just incredible, great news. It started with Elizabeth Warren, and then Joe Biden co-signed it. And Elizabeth Warren is the former presidential candidate, and she's expected to be part of the Biden cabinet. He wants to, this is what Biden said over a while on the campaign trail. He wants to increase Social Security checks by $200 per month as proposed by Senator Wyden and Warren. Seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. This is incredibly important. Now, this is what Elizabeth Warren said about it weeks earlier. This is why we're pushing to include in Congress' next stimulus package a $200 increase in the monthly benefit for all Social Security veterans and supplemental Social Security beneficiaries through the end of 2021. This will put $4,000 in the pockets of seniors with disabilities who have earned the benefit by contributing to Social Security with every paycheck. It's a simple benefit increase like this that will improve the lives of millions of Americans and help our economy stabilize. What's important to understand is that Warren explains that the stimulus that you would give to seniors would get to them very quickly because you already set up on a benefit payment plan for the federal government where you're receiving benefits every few weeks or every once a month approximately, and you receive these benefits. So all they have to do is just contact Treasury and increase and do a computer entry and just increase the number by $200 per month. And so you would get that benefit right away. You need it right away because cost of living is going up. Goods, food, all those things are going up. And this is what's incredibly important. Nearly 64 million Americans received a Social Security check in 2019, the majority of which were retired. Social Security makes up a majority of income for most seniors and older individuals with severe disabilities. Expanding Social Security and other benefits by $200 a month through 2021 would be a more stable and reliable source of support for these seniors and the economy as public officials work to contain the virus. Let me go over some of the questions which I've heard in recent days. I sometimes repeat myself because I see the questions repeating it. There's a lot of new viewers on this channel. We are adding about 1,000 new subscribers a day. We're back on path. So if you've not subscribed, please go to the front channel, subscribe. Also like this video. Here are some of the questions that I'm getting on a regular basis. One, the Social Security, does that mean that starts next year? No, there's no language in there that it would start next year. It's just that it would end next year. It would end in December 2021. Why do you say $2,400? That sounds like it's just a 2021 program. Because I got to use a calculation for something. I got to use a number. I could say instead of 2,400, I could say 2,800. Include November, December. But, I have to use some benchmark, and that's the benchmark I'm using is from their plan. Next, people ask me, is the stimulus check taxable? No. Is this Social Security add-on taxable? I don't know. But this is my thought that Social Security is normally taxable. So adding the $200 on this presumably would be taxable. That is what I'm presuming. Senator Warren doesn't address that concern. That certainly seems a great question for viewers to ask. If you normally do pay taxes for Social Security, then adding something onto Social Security means that's taxable as well. But let's be very frank. what is the impact of 2,400 taxes on $2,400 a year? It's literally almost nothing. I think it's like $6-7 the entire year. The taxes on $2,400 over the entire year is very, very, very small. So it's nothing that you should sit back and think, oh, they're going to take half of the $2,400 from my bank account. No, 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 no. That's not the tax. That's not how taxes work. There's that thing. Then I have people saying, well, if I get the SSI, that means I'm not getting a Social Security check. No, also untrue. And that's about it. I've been getting some questions about bills, and let me address those one time again. I haven't addressed in a few days. I did a lot over the weekend. So if Mitch and first of all, some people are saying Joe can't do anything. Joe can do whatever he wants to do. He's not a member of Congress, and he's not been elected as a member of Congress. He's been elected as the president-elect. Nor can Steve Mnuchin sit there and vote for a bill. They're not members of Congress. The only people who can vote on bills are members of Congress. But the way they get things done is they call people up and say, hey, let's do this. When I say that Joe Biden is the chief negotiator for the Democrats, and Mitch McConnell is the chief negotiator for the Republicans, yes. Does that, and someone says, well, Joe can't call someone up. Joe can call up anyone he wants to. I could be the chief negotiator for the Democrats. I can call them up. If the Democratic Party wants to announce me as the chief negotiator for the Democrats, or the chief negotiator for the Republicans, or the chief negotiator for the cows, I can call up anyone on the phone. I can't be on the floor and vote because I'm not a congressman. So then when they vote on the bill, what would happen? Well, if the vote is something that everyone wants, which is what's going to happen. This is not going to be like, a few months ago. A bill that everyone wants, then when it goes to a vote, it would get close to a unanimous. It would go to the president. He would say, no, I'm not helping Joe. And then would go back to the chamber in which it originated. If it originated in the Senate, it would go back to the Senate. Everyone who voted on it before would vote on it again. It would be approved. It would go to the House. It would be approved, and it would override the veto. It would be law. So there you go. A lot of questions, a lot of answers, and hopefully this got you through the new morning. Join me at 12 noon for Holidays LA. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay LA for more.